Welcome ESL to Winton Motor Raceway as we are in week 12 in the Supercar series. Only a few races to go on the schedule before we wrap up the season. As we getting set ready to do some qualifying. And here is our last week's winner, AMK Ski. That number 72 was fast last week at Sandown. Rhett Sawyer is your points leader. With 3 races to go, counting this one, he is up by 49 points. Can anyone cut into this lead? Next week is a double points week, so if someone could cut into that lead, they still have a shot at winning the championship. But today's race is going to be crucial. As Ski gets ready for the first lap around. This is one of our shorter tracks on the schedule, only a little under 2 miles. We'll see what type of lap the 72 can put together here. Qualifying is going to be very important for this race as well. As you see, there's not a ton of passing lanes. As he crosses the line. And Ski with the fastest lap, a 122.368. O'Brien second. O'Brien has been very fast as of late. Right now, your points leader, he's currently 14th. We'll see if anyone can put together a faster lap time in this second lap. The track is a little warm today, 114 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour winds. So the track's going to be a little slick here. Oh, the time home for that 72. Goes around the last turn. And he crosses the stripe. And he holds on and is on the pole for today's race. In second, O'Brien, Mitchie O'Brien third, Bryson fourth, Tyler fifth, Randy sixth, Caleb seventh, Tyler Rogalowski eighth, Adam Jones, he's second in the points. Ninth is Gonzalez, and rounding out your top 10 is Lotus Lee and Rhett Sawyer. Your points leader is currently, he is going to start 12th. Now, we had this track earlier in the schedule, but it was 2 sprint races. Today, it's a longer race with 1 pit stop. And next week, we close it out with 2 sprint races. But another great qualifying by the 72, looking to go back-to-back. I'll be back in a few minutes for the start of the race. And here we go, getting ready to go underway. The green flag waves. And the 72 quickly takes the lead. O'Brien in second. And now everyone else is trying to battle. Try to gain a few spots if they can, because passing is going to be at a premium here. Brett Sawyer currently in 13. Ahead of him is Justin Chris. And there's Fangio and the number 30 trying to battle for 10th. And they're still side by side going into 10. Fangio gets a little loose. He might lose another spot here. It's now Justin Chris was on the outside, and Justin Chris gets a little wide. As the 78 is off the track. Not sure what happened to Justin Reside, but let's take a look. Whoa, he got clipped and took a ride onto the grass. And that looks like DJ Hume clips him from the rear. And the 78 on the grass and takes a ride towards the camera. He's trying to hold on to dear life. He misses those tires. Goes a little airborne. Let's try to get a different view. Let's ride on board. Hume. He clips him right there. And he goes for a ride. He is headed onto pit road now. Not a great start for the 78. Ski still in the lead, seems to be pulling away from O'Brien. We'll see how long the 78 stays on pit road. But DJ Hume seems to be fine. He's the one that kind of created this whole thing. Maybe tempers flared on that start of the race. And now Reside is coming out of pit road. You're looking at about 25 laps on fuel. So we still got a ways to go. We'll see how these drivers do as these tires start wearing down. And I was looking at earlier in the schedule when we were here into week 2 in the sprint races, and the temperature that day was only 78 degrees, and today it's at 110, so it's a big difference in temperature compared to the beginning of the season at this track. Tyler Commander trying to make some moves here. And now it's Justin Chris. He is on the grass. Let's try to see what happened to Justin Chris. Oh, he got on the gravel there. And that's it. Once you get on that gravel or on that grass, it is extremely tough. He just could not save it. Let's ride on board the chopper cam here. As you're going to see, he's going to clip that gravel right there, and he just cannot make that turn there. And he loses control. So Northern Lights not having a good day so far today. But so far, Rhett Sawyer is unscathed, currently running 12th. But Justin Chris does not have to go onto pit road, so that's a good thing. He just spun out. Didn't seem like nothing major. He didn't hit anything. Can O'Brien catch up to Ski here? O'Brien is second, part of the Brew Crew. But he's going to be an owner next season, and he's going to have the 307 Motorsports. That is going to be his team that he is going to try to build. He's going to have to try to build a good off-season program in the Supercars, but he's been racing good, so he's got somewhere good to start. We'll see what he could do with his new team next season. But I know he would love to get Brew Crew another win. Well, let's go through your top 15, and it's MK Ski. He is your leader. Mitchie O'Brien in second, and now the 13. The 13 is off the track now. And it's at the same spot. That's a really tough spot there. If you don't hit that braking zone, you're going to lose it. The rear tire caught the gravel that time. Right there, you see that rear right tire catches the gravel. That's all it takes, because you're coming in there at a high rate of speed. And if you don't hit that braking zone like you should, you're going to spin out. And once again, the track is way warmer than it was in week 2. Week 2 was 78 degrees. Today's 110. A very slick track. A lot less grip. So any little mistake and you're going to be in that grass. So it has been an eventful race already, and we're only about 7 laps in. Let's go through this top 15 once again, as Ski is your leader. O'Brien is in second, Gribbs in third, Bryson in fourth, Randy Pierce in fifth, Caleb Houston in sixth, Adam Jones seventh, Lotus Lee eighth, Gonzalez in ninth, Fangio in 10th. Rhett Sawyer gains another spot because of that spin out, is in 11th. Tyler Commander in 12th. Dougie Zoom in 13. Berto Demora in 14. And Cordell Walker rounds out your top 15. Ski with the fastest lap in the race, a 122.114. Can the number 40 gain any ground on a 72? O'Brien doing a good job of trying to not let the 72 gain too much big of a lead, but it's already almost a second and a half. And then it's Tyler Gribbs in third, about 5 seconds back. There's Bryson. Bryson in fourth. That's right on board, the number 15 for a lap. '72 still in control as we're getting close to the halfway point of this fuel run. But O'Brien has gained about 1/10 of a second on the number 72. As we take a look at the head-to-head there. And O'Brien is about 3/10, 2 to 3/10 slower. If you look at that graphic, underneath you'll see 3 green bars and a red one. That just means the track is split up into like 4 sectors. In the green means he is not losing no time or gaining some time. If it's in the red, he is losing that some time at that specific part of the track. So right now, Ski is doing very well. As you see, it's all green. All those 4 bars are green. So he gained 1/10 of a second in that first sector. We'll see what he does in the second one. And he didn't gain no time, but he also didn't lose no time in that second one. In that third sector, which he is in now, seems to be his fastest. He's the fastest at this part of the track. And it's 2/10. Actually, not. He didn't gain anything there. Last time he did 2/10. As he goes around the last turn, crosses the line. He didn't gain anything there. So he gained 1/10 of a second. That's the last lap. But that's how you read that graphic. Right now, O'Brien is 1.5 seconds behind. As we take a look, let's take a look at your top 3 in the points, which is Rhett Sawyer. He is your points leader, currently in 11th. Not a horrible run. I mean, he's in 11th. He's kind of gain some points, but he does have Adam Jones at second in the points. He's in seventh, so he would gain a little bit of ground. Nothing too crazy, but Sawyer would love to gain a few more spots before the end of this race. And in third is O'Brien, and O'Brien is in second, so O'Brien would gain quite a bit of points on Sawyer if the race were to end right now. And O'Brien has been running very well these last few weeks. The last 5 races, he has been in the top 5. And he is currently running second today, so he's been on a roll. Can he keep it up? And like I mentioned early during the race, next week is a double points week, so whatever happens today, it's going to be big heading into the championship races. And now O'Brien is only 1 second back. When these pit stops begin to happen, you know, if a pit crew makes a mistake, it could be disastrous. You want to have a great stop. Supercars is one of the series that is coming back next season. It's just a difficult series, which makes it very challenging for drivers. There's all types of races. You got your sprint races. You have your regular race with 1 pit stop. You have your endurance race. You have a night race. I mean, the schedule is packed with all types of different types of racing. And O'Brien continues to close in on the 72. You can see how much time O'Brien is gaining. On that 72. The tire wear is becoming a factor now. And the deeper we get into this run, the faster the number 40 gets. And he is definitely closing in. He gained 3/10 that last lap. And the track has cooled down to, well, not cooled down, but it's at 106. It was at 110 and not too long ago. Well, obviously the 72 tires are falling off, and the 42 is getting, the 40 is getting stronger as we go. Will the 72 decide to come in onto pit road early? We're about 9 laps away. But some drivers might come in early if their lap times are getting very bad. They might decide to, come in and get some fresh tires and try not to lose too much ground. But these two drivers in the last few weeks have been very fast. They have shown a lot of speed. In the last 3 weeks, not counting today, Ski he won 2 races. O'Brien has won 1. So that shows you how hot these two drivers are. Tyler Grims, he's in third, and he is almost 10 seconds back. Behind him is Bryson, Randy Pierce, Caleb Houston, Adam Jones, Lotus Lee Gonzalez, and Fangio. Fangio is in 10th, and behind him is your points leader, Brett Sawyer. That 32 just needs to stay clean. And regardless if they're going to gain some points on him, he just cannot make no mistakes. As now you see Pierce gets by the 15 of Bryson, and that was for 4th. So some drivers are starting to struggle on these worn tires. And that 40 is getting closer and closer to that 72. He is almost to the bumper. We still got about 6 laps to go before we'll start seeing pit stops. Maybe we'll get some coming in on early. Some crew chiefs might gamble here, might try to undercut. Sometimes that pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But so far it's been pretty clean, besides we had those 2 incidents. One by Justin Reeside and Hume, where Hume got into his rear fender and Reeside spun out. And then Justin Chris just got on the gravel and spun out on his own. Tyler as well. '72. 4/10 of a second lead over the 40. And the track continues to cool. 101. So that cloud cover is helping cool down the track. Early on, that track was at 116. That's a pretty significant drop here in temperature. There's Justin Reeside currently in last. He had that incident early on. The same. Oh, for the 49. Once again on the grass. Let's see what happens here. This time he gets both of his tires on that gravel. And that's all it takes. It don't take much. Miss that braking zone. You try to turn. Once you're on that grass, you are definitely not turning. That 499 needs to come in and get some fresh tires. That is for sure. Because he is struggling right now. Currently in 23rd. So that's twice for the 499. There's Tyler. He had an incident too. And he is currently in 22nd. As we go back to your leader. Now the sun has come back out. We'll see for how long. But things are getting very interesting here at Winton Motor Raceway. As we should start seeing pit stops pretty soon in the next few laps. And as soon as I say that, he goes onto pit road. Now this is going to be a big stop here. Your pit crews cannot make no mistakes here. As the top two decided to come in now. We'll see what the rest of the field decides. As they're all coming in, seems like. Here we go. Can the 40 of Mitchie put a better stop than the 72? It's going to be a race off of pit road here. There is only one stop in this race. And the 72 peels off first and the 40 right behind him. So the 72 does what he has to do. That team did what they had to do on pit road. And that car comes off first off the line. There's Randy Pierce, Tyler Grimes, Adam Jones. As the whole rest of the field comes off of pit road. The 499's on there. He's getting some much needed tires as he's already spun out 2 times. Justin Reside is on pit road as well. So now let's do a rundown of your top 15 after that round of pit stops. The Ski is your leader. The number 40 of Mitchie O'Brien in second. Tyler Grimes in third. Randy Pierce in fourth. Adam Jones in fifth. Looks like he gained a few spots on pit road. Bryson in sixth. Lotus Lee in seventh. Caleb Houston in eighth. Juan Fangio ninth. Tyler Commander 10th. Gonzalez in 11th. Brett Sawyer, he lost his spot on pit road, down to 12th. Dougie Zoom in 13th. DJ Hume 14th. And Berto Gamora rounds out your top 15. as Ski still in control. He had a great pit stop. All he has to do is not make any mistakes. And he will give that team another win, which is the Nerd Racing team. They are not returning for season 11. They are closing their doors. But they try to give it the best shot they had. So this 72 and Skier will be out there as a free agent looking for a team next season. And he has proven he has what it takes to compete in this series and get into victory lane. If he could pull off a win today, this would be his third win of the season. So right now, that 72 and that 40 have been dominant this race, because the third place car of Tyler Grims is 13 seconds behind. That just shows you what these other two drivers are next level right now. They have figured something out with these cars and have a ton of speed week in, week out. And they didn't start off this hot. I mean, their season, you know, they had their struggles in the beginning of the season. As O'Brien, for example, O'Brien didn't have a top 5 for like the first 6 races. The 40 didn't even have a top 5. And in the last 5 races, he's been in the top 5. So his season has just flipped, and he's, you know, the light switch came on. They figured something out. And that's what you have to do in this league. You just have to study your driver, study your car, and kind of see what he's not doing every week and try to put the points where you think they should go. And you'll start seeing, you know, you'll start seeing how your driver starts transitioning once you start putting the points in the right place. You also got to see what tracks are coming up on the schedule before you add your points to try to figure out where can you get the speed that you're lacking. But it's important to study your driver every week. I mean, sometimes it's just bad luck. You get into wrecks, you know, crazy stuff happens. That stuff is out of your hands. But the other stuff, you can kind of start seeing trends every week, especially at the different tracks. And just study the data. That's what you got to do, really. Study the data. Keep tabs on what your car does at specific tracks. And then next year you can try to improve on that and be like, okay, this time I'm just not going to add the points here. I'll put them over here. And it's all trial and error. But the more you study and look at the data, the better you're going to get at it. But these two drivers have made a huge improvement. Let's take a look at your top 10. Ski, your leader. O'Brien in second. Tyler Grims in third. Randy Pierce in fourth. Adam Jones in fifth. Bryson in sixth. Lotus Lee seventh. Caleb Houston in eighth. Juan Fangio in ninth. And Tyler Commander rounds out your top 10. And your points leader, Rhett Sawyer in 12th. Second in the points is Adam Jones. And he is currently 5th, so he's going to gain points on Sawyer. Third in the points is O'Brien, and he is running second. And he's also going to gain points on Sawyer. So that last week is starting to get more and more interesting as it's a double points week. The championship will be on the line. You're not going to want to miss next week, and I will be calling those races. As it is championship week at the ESL next week. It's the best part of the season. A lot of people are going to be on pins and needles. Anxiety will be on high. As we still have 7 laps to go here. And after that pit stop, man, Ski is on rails. He almost has a 3-second lead on O'Brien. They maybe made an adjustment on that pit stop, made that car just a little bit faster. And now you can see the 78 up ahead. Will Ski catch up to that 78, and will that 78 cause any problems for that 72? Because he might catch him before the race ends here. You can see the Ski in the picture already. Next week we head to Phillip Island. And last time we were there was week 3, and Justin Chris won that race. It was a one-stop race. Rhett Sawyer finished 3rd in that race. Adam Jones finished 7th. In that race. O'Brien finished 13th. And Ski wasn't even on the roster at that time. So that's why what he's doing is remarkable. He came into the season a few races once after we started. So we'll see what that 72 can do. We'll see if Mitchie has better results at Phillip Island this time around. Well, O'Brien finished 16th at this same track the last time we were here, and today he's 2nd. So I wouldn't put too much stock on what you see you know, what you saw in the beginning of the season to what you see right now. But we only have a few more laps to go. That 72 might not catch reside here. I think he would prefer not to, not have to deal with trying to get by him. Four more laps to go. As we check on your points leader, he is still currently in 12th. Behind him is Ducky Zoom. And DJ Hume. He definitely doesn't want to lose any more spots. He needs to stay ahead of Zoom and Hume. But that 32 has been solid all season long. That's why he is the points leader. He just needs to put together 2 more solid races after this one. Ski doesn't seem to be gaining any ground on the 78. So it looks like he's not going to have to deal with him. And he has about 2.5 second lead over O'Brien. So the pressure is not on to have to get by that 78. Unless O'Brien closes in. And we saw him close in the deeper we got into the run before pit stops. Can he close that gap here in the next few laps? But he is running out of time. He needs to make something happen as they go around the last turn. 2 more laps to go. That's the 499 off the track once again. Not sure where he was going. It looks like he hit a tree, but onto the gravel again. That car has to have some type of damage. He was trying to cut through the course here, went across, and runs right into the tree. Not sure what's going on there. He just needs to park it on pit road and call it a day. And O'Brien has gained 0.2 of a second on the 72. And Justin Chris said the heck with that. Heads on to pit road. That is the right call. It's a new race next week. It's just the way how it goes sometimes. White flag waves last lap here at Winton Motor Raceway. Ski Man driving the wheels off that car. And is about to get his third win of the season. And his third win in the last 4 races. As he goes around turn 10. And the 72 rounds the last turn. AMK Ski wins at Winton Motor Raceway in week 12. It gets his third win of the season. Mitchie O'Brien finishes second. Tyler Grimm's third. Randy Pierce fourth. Adam Jones fifth. Bryson Holman sixth. Lotus Lee seventh. Caleb Houston in eighth. Juan Fangio ninth. Tyler Commander rounds out your top 10. And your points leader finished in 12th. Rhett Sawyer. So now the stage is set for next week. It's all out on the line next week. And there's a few drivers that are still in the hunt for the championship. And Mitchie O'Brien is definitely going to be one of them. Adam Jones is going to be another one. And it's a double points week next week. I mean, you can't set it up much better than that. It's going to be a lot on the line next week. There's 100 points to be had. I think the key for next week is you cannot make a mistake. You know, you can't have an incident on the track. You can't. Something like that would be so disastrous. It'll be hard to recover from. Who is going to have that speed at Phillip Island? You know, it is sprint races, so there are no pit stops. So you're going to have to rely on your speed. And not once. You're going to have to do it twice in order to win that championship. It's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. Tomorrow we have the 1987 series. And then on Friday, it's the next gen, the round of 8. 4 drivers advance to the championship round. That's going to be a fun one for sure. I'm looking forward to that one. Been looking forward to it all week. And then next week is championship week. I plan on calling every race for each series as we close out season 10 and we get ready for the off season to start season 11. And we have some exciting series coming. IndyCar is back. It's going to be great. IndyCar is challenging. There's two different compounds in that series, tire compounds. So it's going to be a very challenging series. That's why it's going to be a Tier A series. Then we have the GTP, which is oval and road. That's a whole new series. So we're going to have a whole new team category championship, which is the oval and the road. And then Supercars will be standalone, just a road team championship. So season 11 is going to be very exciting. Looking forward to it. But we still have to get through this week and next week. Like always, thank you for supporting the league and the stream. I will see you guys next time.